My father announced that he is canceling my quinceañera because he and his new family are going on a vacation instead, so I canceled his life. I never really had a great relationship with my dad. When I was 6 years old, him and my mom went through a nasty divorce. It was so bad my mom had resorted to drugs to help cope. It got so bad that she overdosed and had to go to rehab, and I was forced to live with my dad. For the first couple of years, it was great. I was his only child, so I was really spoiled. It was like that until I turned 9 years old and my dad met his now wife. We're gonna call her Sherry. I never really liked Sherry because I felt like she was trying to steal my dad away from me. Whenever I had a school function, I wanted my dad to come to Sherry, always kept him from coming. I ran track and played soccer, and my dad always came to my little peewee games, but when Sherry came, he had something better to do. Sherry also had kids herself. She had 2 sons and a daughter. I kind of enjoyed having other kids in the house because being an only child did get boring. I got along great with her kids. Me and her daughter was the same age, and her sons were 2 years older than us. As I grew up, my dad started to grow further apart from me and got closer to Sherry kids. He would go to school functions, games, recitals, parent-teacher conferences. Anything that included parents, he would always show up for Sherry kids, and nothing for me. I gotten so bad that we had to have a meeting with my dad and the guidance counselor because she noticed how my grades would start to slip and how I never participated in anything anymore. And wouldn't you guess it, my dad didn't even show up to the meeting. I started to slowly hate my dad after that and wouldn't even try to talk him anymore. The breaking point for me was my 15th birthday. I'm Colombian, and everyone knows that I'm the Latin community. The 15th birthday is the most important day for a little girl. During my birthday month, my dad actually started to acknowledge me, and we started to plan my quinceañera, and I was the happiest I've been in years. We picked out a venue, my dress, the song me and dad were gonna dance to. We sent out invites and picked out decorations. Everything was going great until a week before the party. Everything was paid for people already RSVP'd, and everything was set and stoned. Until my dad announced that they were going on vacation the day of my quinceañera. I asked him about my party and said he canceled it and wanted to go on vacation instead. I pretended to be okay with and said okay, and asked where we were going. Then Sherry laughed and said that I wasn't going with them and that I was going to stay with my grandma instead. After that day, I just decided to give up on any kind of relationship me and my dad I could possibly have. I had no more birthdays, no Christmas gifts, and basically had to fend for myself, which was crazy because my family was rich and was really well off. I had to get a job in order to get any new clothes and shoes, hygiene stuff, hair care products, etc. When I turned 18, I moved out and went to live with my grandma and cut off all communication with my dad and his family. I graduated high school and went to college for orthodontics. Years went by, and I never spoke to my dad or heard any news about him or his family until I got a call from a hospital. It was about how my dad got into a bad car wreck, and he was basically dead and was on life support, and how I was the last person on his emergency call list, and that no one else answered. I went to the hospital, and they told me the same thing they said over the phone and asked me if I wanted to the life support. And without thinking, I said no and said to take him off of it. He unalived my spirit, and so I unalived him, and I didn't feel bad at all. It's been years since that day, and I have a husband with 3 kids, and I love them to death, and I still don't feel bad about what I did. Edit. I just want to say this. My dad was brain dead when I pulled the plug, basically a vegetable. I decided to call up Sherry's daughter. She's the only one I still keep in contact with. She told me that my dad and Sherry had gotten a divorce like 2/3 months before his car accident, and no one knew because they wanted to keep it between the family. Nobody still knows about the divorce except for Sherry and her kids, me.